And now we're going to go ahead and talk about something a little bit different that isn't involving Adam McIntyre or Jen Dent. And that's something new here, I think, lately, which is fine. Um, Trisha Paytas recently talked about the whole Jools Lebron situation. And if you don't really know what's going on that side of the TikTok world, really, Jools is that person who went viral for saying demure. I mean, that went insanely viral. I think even Beyonce at some point, and I think Trisha even mentioned it here. Beyonce at some point, one of her concerts, even said demure. I mean, truthfully, like, they made that word mainstream. And recently, they went on their Instagram, not Instagram, on their TikTok, and were asking for donations. They created a GoFundMe to be able to get, I think, their teeth fixed or get them replaced or something, because I think they're falling out. And I'm really interested to hear Trisha's take, because I think Trisha has a unique perspective, because this whole kind of conversation surrounds overspending and having money out of nowhere because of this influence and popularity that you might have. If you get to that point, like Jools, she became famous out of nowhere, and she was able to get all these sponsors and have money that she's never seen before. So how she utilized that money is a different story. But I think Trisha has a unique perspective in this conversation, so let's hear what she has to say about it.
I don't know, I guess because I said no shade. And now I keep saying it as if it's my vocal stem, and I feel like I need to give credit. So shout out Eddie, the former truck driver who now has an RV, but also a homeowner who has quit his job and didn't burn the bridge. He said he could go back if it doesn't work out for him as an influencer, that the boss was like, yeah, you should go and do it and monetize. So that's been the discussion. We don't have to go like too deep into it, but on my TikTok has been the discourse of influencers with regular jobs. Denisha Carter was talking about how she didn't quit her job. She was a Prada saleswoman for 3 years into her influencer life. And she was like, I kept that job. And then Eddie, too, he was like,
And the reason she's mentioning this is because Jools on her TikTok said that she's asking for donations because at this point she doesn't think that getting a regular job is going to help. That can be interpreted in many different ways. It could mean that, a regular job isn't actually going to pay her $40,000 dentist thing going on, appointment, or surgery, really. It's a surgery. And I mean, truthfully, I agree. I don't think a regular job is going to allow you to make that much whenever she needs it right then and there. Because, in this economy, that's all I have to say in regards to that. However, let's backtrack a little bit, because we know Jools made a lot of money whenever this whole demure thing started blowing up. So that also brings some nuances into the conversation. And yeah, I think a lot of people have a lot to say, so I'm interested to see what you think about it as well.
kept the connection in case I need to go back. And they were talking about other influencers that were, because a lot of influencers have jobs, actually. My sister has a job. She has a real life job. And yeah, a lot of people still keep it. It's good security to have. It's good to have just in case. Also, some people just like it too. Like, I think people always ask about your job, and it's like, Oscar likes his job. Like, I don't know. Like, people are like, hey, you should quit and come back. I'm like, he likes it. He wants to be there. Like, why am I going to be like, quit a job you love? Like, there's another one too who just got divorced. You remember everyone was shocked? Remember the one who told me that was married for 18 years and everyone was shocked? I think she's like a registered nurse or something, and they just got divorced. And she's like full-time nurse, but she has like 1 million followers. It's like...
Or more.
Yeah, she has a lot of followers because people were kind of shook that she was getting divorced. Yeah, people... It was the Jools Lebron. I don't have to go deep. I think I see both sides, so I don't get deep into it. But yeah, asking for help with her dental. And she said it was hard to get a job because she was a content creator. And that because...
Now that, honestly, I don't agree with that. I think you can still find a job. Like, if you interpret it in the sense that you don't think a job is going to help pay for like $40,000 surgery, I can perceive that as that's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to make that amount of money in a couple of weeks to be able to get your surgery pretty quickly. Like, you're not going to make that much realistically unless, you know, you're making that much out there. And if you are, help your girl out, truthfully. But I think you can still find a job if you're an influencer. Like, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. Yes, they blew up because of the whole demure thing, but I'm sure you can still find a regular schmegular job out there if you tried.
She was a content creator. How she lost her previous job is what I gathered. She like got fired because of her content or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And then some people were like, yes, some companies don't want you to be a content creator, but some companies probably will embrace you being a content
I
creator.
think a good example of that in particular is Staples with the Staples girl. Like, she literally,
the Staples girl?
She's a TikToker who like just made TikToks while working at Staples, and then she like popped off, and then Staples, the official company, started like partnering with her, sponsoring her TikToks, and she gets sponsored by like, other companies all the time, like PF Chang's or Taco Bell. Like, yeah, so
that's
she
everything.
and she still like keeps her job at Staples as well. She's the Staples baddie. Yeah, Staples baddie. Shout out. She does like hosting gigs in New York at the clubs and stuff, and then she goes and does her 9 to 5.
Like her Staples outfit.
I think she does dress up. But,
I love going in like uniform. That's kind of cool.
But yeah, she does have her uniform. Yes.
I feel like when I was working my retail job and I was becoming like a little known on MySpace, I was working at that Neighborhoodies, and I remember they loved it. They're like, "Can you post about us on there?" Like, they were like asking me to post. I get what like Jools was saying in the sense of like people would come in. This was like early on. It's like 2008 or something, 2007, and yeah, people would come in and be like, "Oh, I saw you post about this online," because my manager would ask me to post about it, and then I did, and then people would just like know where you're at, which I guess is like a little could be dangerous.
And that I understand. I mean, in that instance, yes, like, I wouldn't want that. Not that I am in that position, or I think I would ever be in that position that Trisha is, because Trisha's like, she's been known in the space for a while now, but that's scary. That can be scary. I can say that.
But yeah, I guess that part is like, that's the only maybe difficult part. Or maybe someone like Jools, because she gets like a lot of hate and harassment online, maybe would get more hate and harassment in person. I don't know. She tried to explain it. I don't know her. I've communicated with her via DM. She seems like nice, but people seem to really not like it. They seem to have dogpiled a little hard. Maybe a hot take. I feel like it's a little hard.
I think people were doing too much. I get the point. I think her messaging in her initial TikTok, where like she opened up about how she was supposed to collaborate with a dentist and get her dental work paid for by doing posts for the dentist, essentially like a collaboration, and then they ended up backing out, but she really needs this dental work done because she has like a lot of pain with her teeth, and they are on the way to fall.
Now, I do think, again, I think maybe her initial TikTok could have been just misconstrued. I think that's a possibility, but I don't understand how she followed it up and made the whole situation worse, in my opinion. Like, she could have cleared up if what she meant wasn't, what we all kind of took and roll with, which was a little degrading for people with normal jobs. That is what it sounded like, but she could have cleared it up, and I think she just made things worse after the fact.
Falling out, essentially, and she was very transparent, being like, I'm embarrassed to do this, but like I need help, so if you can't help me, I'm trying to save up to $45,000, which is a lot. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And in that TikTok, she said like, and yes, I know I can get a regular job, but I don't think a regular job is going to help me. And people really like fixated on that line because I think it was interpreted for the most part as like, oh, so you don't want to get a regular job, but you want people with regular jobs to give you our regular job money, but you don't want to get the regular people money, So
yeah.
That's kind of how it was interpreted. So my initial response when I saw it, in my brain was like, if you don't want to donate, no one's has a gun to
That's
it.
what I thought
Kinda
too.
Like, just kind of keep it moving.
Yeah.
But I think, it was just like the wording of it. and saying that specifically is what had people like focusing on. And I get it, because I think there's like an exhaustion with influencers in general. Like there's
And I agree. Like I think that it just leaves a bad taste in our mouth when influencers are asking the viewers for money when, I mean, I think it does have a lot to do with the state of our economy. It's horrible. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible right now. So, of course, we're just like over it because it's like, how are you going to ask us for money when you are in a privileged position, right? I mean, can't you just make a little bit more content and try to do this another way? Now, I also see the other viewpoint that, you know, he's trying to point out. We could have just not donated if we didn't want to, which yeah, that is an option. I agree. And I think that maybe it was taken out of, it exploded. It really did. It was all over my TikTok. But I also think that has to do with the fact that Jools did not really correct anything after the fact. I think she just made it worse with the follow-up video she was making. Kind of just, it seemed like she was a little manic. Oh, sorry.
She did the Tamron Hall show, and she talked about like, yeah, now I get $85,000 to post a video, and that clip has also come to haunt her because,
which I believe is right here.
It's like everyone makes you seem like this is so lucky, and this is like you should be so happy that this happened, and it's like I am happy it happened, but it's like, but why am I not happy? Like, why am I not happy? Like, all my dreams are coming true.
When did the money start coming in?
That started coming in, I want to say like 2 weeks after. And I knew it was different because now it wasn't, oh, we'll give you $2,000 for a video. It was $45,000 for a video, $85,000 for a video. Everything taken care of, everything paid.
Right.
And it's coming from some of the same brands that were paying me $2,000 a video.
So the brands that had been paying you $2,000 now are upping it to $45,000.
They're upping it to 45, 60, 50.
Was that more money than you'd ever made in your life?
Ever made my family and my entire family life, if anything.
Right.
Something that was so big that like no one had ever seen before, like in my family or even me at all. You know, like obviously like.
Now again, for context, this was at the height of her very demure era. So maybe she isn't making that much anymore per post because, you know, time has passed. But just to give some context to the situation.
People keep posting that, like, oh, you made $85,000 for posting a TikTok, and that's more than I make in a year, but you want my money? And then, but she's also been very transparent in her defense, like, you know, she was struggling with, like, substance use, and she just really, like, mismanaged her money, and obviously, like, it comes really quick, really fast, and you think it's gonna last forever. When you're younger, you're just like, oh, I made money this easily, it's gonna keep coming in. And
that's true.
And again, we don't know anybody's financial situation ever unless you're in a relationship with them and are actually, you know, financially tied to them. We don't know. And clearly they were going through something whenever this was going on, and they've already said, you know, they have substance abuse issues. And we're gonna touch on that a little bit more in a second.
Case. So there's so many elements to it. I think people are doing too much. Like, I see Jeffree Star in there, like, cursing her out. I'm like, listen, you're on TikTok Live for the Galaxies. Like, we're all not that different, you know, at the end of the day.
That part, we're all hustling. Yes, I agree that what she said was, like, yeah, like, tone deaf, and like, that's, like, annoying and stuff like that. But, like, yeah, when I went to go check her GoFundMe, it was at, like, 8,000, but I think she since deleted it.
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, I was about to go donate, because it's like, yeah, like, don't ask everybody. I kind of felt bad. I know the struggle. Trust me, I know. I spent $45,000 on a Birkin. I was trying to sell that thing because I was like, I also need money. Like, it's like, I know how fast it can go, how broke it can be, how embarrassing it is. Trust me, when I was selling those Birkins.
And again, I think Trisha donating, I don't think it changes anything. Like, if she were to actually donate, I think her situation is different. Trisha is able to donate. Trisha understands the situation Jools is in, because Trisha was likely in a similar situation to her, you know, as far as understanding the fame and the money that brings and how much it comes and goes. And that's understandable. I just think the way Jules just framed it and then went with it and then took off with it it could have been handled a lot better. It could have not been this entire situation, you know? And I think that we're also just tired of influencers asking us for money when we're already giving them our support. Like, we're regular schmegler people. Yeah. Why do I keep doing this?
It can feel that way and stuff, and I was doing way more for $1, you know what I mean? I was trying to do, or way less, I guess. You know, I didn't felt for her, so I was like, in my position, I was like, well, I'll go donate a little bit to her GoFundMe, why not? But then it was taken down already, and I was like, well, $8,000 was collected, and then I guess it refunds if you don't collect the full thing or if you cancel it.
Yeah, she was getting like a lot of backlash almost immediately, and then also she ended up getting responses from dentists offering to help her, so I think that's not being taken. So like, in retrospect, I think instead of being like, hey, can you guys like donate, you could be like, hey, like, I was supposed to work with a dentist, they pulled out last minute, I'm going through this with my teeth, explaining like what's going on, why it's that price.
Again, it could have been handled differently.
And why it hurt. Like, I think if she just explained it better and was just like, so this is kind of embarrassing, but like, if there's any dentists who like want to collaborate with me, like, I would be so grateful. I feel like people would have like rallied behind that and been like way more excited about it.
That's true, you're right.
Versus like,
I can't get a real job.
Regular people, can you give me money? I think too, Jools was like on Twitch. She was live on Twitch and was like getting defensive, and I get why, because people were coming down so intensely as if she like murdered something. Like, it was like way over the top, like the hate she was getting. But she was like, have you ever been an internet celebrity trying to get a job? No, you haven't. I just like that also like put a bad taste in.
Absolutely. I think that just felt like it just kind of made the initial video seem like that is what the intention was to just kind of like put us regular people down. So I think, I don't know. It's a bad situation all around. I think that if it was handled differently, then we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
People's mouths. I think she just worded it wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't think her intent was like anything nefarious. I think she really just needed help, and I think she was in a lot of pain. Dental pain is like the worst because there's nothing you can do about it, and it's just like constant, and it affects like your brain. It just affects everything. It's like debilitating. So I feel for her. Hey, everyone was doing a little much, but like
so much.
But also in her case, she's been honest about addiction and substance abuse, which goes hand in hand with your teeth getting to this stage. So she's been honest about it. It's not like she was in any way trying to get people to donate, and she was not, I don't know, using her money right. It just, addiction is very bad. And because I just remember seeing her TikToks when she was like kind of like coming out of the addiction and trying to organize her life and getting back on track and all that, you know. So I just think if somebody is that honest, you should let them do what they want to do. You don't need to.
And struggling. It's like, okay, Shad is struggling. Obviously, like, didn't word it correctly, but damn, people really.
Yeah. And I think, too, what people forget, back when Pretty Demure and Pretty Mindful was taking off, we were in a very different political climate. Like, within the past couple years, a lot of trans creators have come out and said, like, I used to be working with this company, and now, like, I'm not getting any brand deals anymore, and it's because this political climate, like it doesn't feel as safe for some brands to collaborate with trans creators because it gets interpreted, as you see with Dylan Mulvaney, as a political statement. Dylan Mulvaney just got a PR, and then they freaking were on her ass still to this day. Remember when she got the Budweiser?
Yeah, that was huge.
Well, but that was like a campaign, right? She was like a spokesperson.
She got but they like Donald Trump still talks about it as if like they did an official collaboration. It was like the Dylan Mulvaney can, and she did like a sponsored post.
Oh,
you know?
I didn't know. It didn't matter, but I didn't know. Yeah, because I did see that she talked about like. Yeah,
she still gets like death threats to this day because she did like a sponsored post for Budweiser. So like trans creators in general right now don't get that many opportunities, especially trans creators of color on top of that. So there's like different elements to it that make me sympathetic to her. But yeah, I think
and I think Jools has been honest about how she has helped her family too, since she was able to.
No, like how you said last week, like, you almost need someone to run this by. Like, if you feel a little dicey about it, like, it might shake the table too much, just run it by a few people and get some second opinions. Like, did I word this right? Because, like, intent is one thing, but, like, you never know how it's going to be perceived.
I know. That's why I felt for her. I'm like, gosh, I know I've always misspoken, and you take that one thing out, and then you just sound like an asshole, and you're like, that's not what I meant. And then it's just like, so that's why I kind of felt for her. Because it was all over mine, and people just being so mad and so angry. And I was like, oh my God, we can just keep it moving. But, because also, yeah, like, just that alone, like, asking people for help is, nobody wants to do that, you know what I mean? Like, it's, especially when you brag, talk about all your accolades and stuff like that. People don't want to hear it. 80,000 is a lot, damn. It's a lot for a brand deal.
I know.
Or forever what she was making. Damn.
I mean, it is kind of crazy, you know. At the end of the day, I don't know. I think that, again, it could have been nothing. This couldn't even have been a conversation that we're all having if it was addressed properly. Because I do think that there's a possibility, like Trisha said, maybe she misspoke and maybe she didn't mean to phrase it that way. But then she kind of doubled down whenever she said, are you an influencer? Have you ever tried to find a job, a 9-to-5? Excuse me? Have you? Like, ever since? Like, it's hard. It is hard just as a regular person to even find a job. The economy is horrible right now, even just for a regular person. I had to recently look for any position. You have no idea how many job applications I had to do. Yeah. It's a full-time job to find another job. And it's not easy out here, truthfully. And I understand what she's saying, that maybe it is a little bit harder for an influencer, but I'm pretty sure if you tried, you could find a job. If you try hard enough, anything is possible. And I don't think it would be that hard. Now, if there's a specific job you're trying to look for and like you're trying to go for that, then maybe that's where we're having a little bit of issues. But there are regular schmegler jobs out there that I'm sure that they would have no issue with giving you a position.
Sometimes.
Yeah, again, she was young and it's just so much at once. And I think like people added it up, she probably made like around 500,000. Wow. So people are like, oh, you made this much, then why are you asking us for help? Which I get. Because, like, I mean, with even buying my house and like seeing how, if with my regular job, like that wouldn't have been enough for me to get a house, you know? So like, I get it. I get why people will have that resentment towards influencers. So it's like, you really have to just like, whenever you're asking something from your audience, you just have to be like very mindful and very demure about what the hell you're asking people for. You know?
She should get a check every time someone says it, because I think she got kind of screwed out of that too, where it's kind of like she did kind of create this thing and like companies and brands and everyone was using it, but not really using her to promote it. And it's like, I mean, granted, she didn't invent it. I get that. There's a whole argument about that too, but it's also like, you know, I think Beyonce had said it at a concert. Everyone's like, that's when you know you made it. And then she was like, well, damn, I didn't get anything.
Yeah,
She was the face of demure. Even if she didn't invent it, she kind of made it popular.
Yeah, and then if we really get into it, like if it was like a skinny cis white girl, like she would be getting commercial. Like it would be endless work, a la like Jen from Love Island. Like just every opportunity in the world if she was, you know, like a white blonde cis girl. So I feel for her.
Was Jen in Carl's Jr.? Is that the one that did Carl's Jr.?
Jen just did Carl's Jr. She is speed running those brand deals, which is fierce. But
she was the one at the beginning that had like crazy eyes, right?
That's Kenzie.
Oh.
Kenzie's a clam slammer with intense eyes.
She should have been the Carl's Jr. Clam Slam burger.
Ooh, like a clam chowder company needs to partner with Kenzie.
Panera or something. Clam Slam. They did a Jake Shane collaboration.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all that they spoke on that topic. And again, I think that it could have been handled differently. I think that at the end of the day, Jools is in a privileged position. She is an influencer. She does have a following. There could have been some other steps to be had before asking for donations. And she could have still asked for donations, and that's good and all, but it was handled not properly at all. And I also did see a dentist comment on this, and she was saying that yes, that surgery that they are asking for her to do, that is one option, and that's probably like the best option, like the best option she could have. But there are other options she could do until she's able to save up for that $45,000 surgery. You know, like there are other options. Us regular people wouldn't be able to pay that much regardless. Most regular people would not be able to pay that much. That is a lot of money. So a lot of people do choose the other options that are kind of more like temporary solutions. And then they even mentioned that that temporary solution, some people use it as a permanent solution, because $40,000 to $45,000 is insane for dental work. I'm sorry. I wish I was an influencer. Excuse me. Now, there are people that have been also speculating that maybe something else is going on, because again, the follow-up from that initial video where she was asking for donations was a little intense. So because there is substance abuse involved, people have been speculating that maybe something is going on now, and I hope that is not, and that's all I'm going to say in regards to that. Now, Jools did post this, and this was for when? A day ago. She posted this a day ago.
You guys got me.
Which is really sad to see. You know, clearly there is something going on, or maybe this, I mean, it sounds like she's not making this seem like it has to do with her dental issues. But maybe, I think there is more to this conversation, and I think that this conversation is a little bit nuanced. I think that things could have been handled differently, absolutely. But yeah, what do you guys think? I think that this is a conversation that is kind of interesting to have, and to kind of look at all the different viewpoints that there is. But I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and that is all for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one.